Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Something given or done as an expression of esteem. Something that serves as evidence. Something that recommends, or expresses commendation of, a person or thing as worthy or desirable. Expressing admiration or appreciation. Testimonial dinner. Of or relating to or constituting testimony. Payment extorted by gangsters on threat of violence. Something given or done as an expression of esteem. Payment by one nation for protection by another. Something that serves as evidence. His effort was testimony to his devotion. An assertion offering first-hand authentication of a fact. According to his own testimony, he can't do it. A solemn statement made under oath. Something that recommends, or expresses commendation of, a person or thing as worthy or desirable. Good news. Any quality or characteristic that gains a person a favorable reception or acceptance or admission. Her pleasant personality is already a recommendation. Something that recommends, or expresses commendation of, a person or thing as worthy or desirable. Something, as a course of action, that is recommended as advisable. A message expressing a favorable opinion. An official award, as for bravery or service, usually given as formal public statement. The formal act of approving. His decision merited the approval of any sensible person. Acceptance as satisfactory. He bought it on approval. A message expressing a favorable opinion. Words of approval seldom passed his lips. A feeling of liking something or someone good. Although she fussed at them, she secretly viewed all her children with approval. Provide evidence for. Provide evidence for. Stand as proof of. Show by one's behavior, attitude, or external attributes. Give evidence. Your basis for belief or disbelief. Knowledge on which to base belief. The evidence that smoking causes lung cancer is very compelling. An indication that makes something evident. His trembling was evidence of his fear. Law. All the means by which any alleged matter of fact whose truth is investigated at judicial trial is established or disproved. An expression of approval and commendation. 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 He always appreciated praise for his work. Express approval of. The parents praised their children for their academic performance. Offering words of homage as an act of worship. They sang a hymn of praise to God. A legal document declaring a person's wishes regarding the disposal of their property when they die. A profession of belief. He stated his political testament. Either of the two main parts of the Christian Bible. Strong evidence for something. His easy victory was a testament to his skill. Testimony by someone who should know. I have it on good authority. Suck in or take air. Blow hard and loudly. He huffed and puffed as he made his way up the mountain. A short light gust of air. To swell or cause to enlarge. Her face puffed up from the drugs. A slow inhalation, as of tobacco smoke. He took a puff on his pipe. A soft spherical object made from fluffy fibers, for applying powder to the skin. Bedding made of 2 layers of cloth filled with stuffing and stitched together. Smoke and exhale strongly. Puff a cigar. Gathered for protruding fullness. Puff sleeves. Forceful exhalation through the nose or mouth. He blew out all the candles with a single puff. Breathe noisily, as when one is exhausted. Praise extravagantly. The critics puffed up this Broadway production. Thick cushion used as a seat. A light inflated pastry or puff shell. Exaggerated praise, as for promotional purposes. Make proud or conceited. The sudden fame puffed her ego. Speak in a blustering or scornful manner. A puffing kind of man. A formal recommendation by a former employer to a potential future employer describing the person's qualifications and dependability. Requests for character references are all too often answered evasively. A publication, or a passage from a publication, that is referred to. He carried an armful of references back to his desk. The act of referring or consulting. Reference to an encyclopedia produced the answer. A short note recognizing a source of information or of a quoted passage. The most direct or specific meaning of a word or expression. The class of objects that an expression refers to. A remark that calls attention to something or someone. The speaker made several references to his wife. Computer science. The code that identifies where a piece of information is stored. A book to which you can refer for authoritative facts. He contributed articles to the basic reference work on that topic. Refer to. He referenced his colleague's work. An indicator that orients you generally. It is used as a reference for comparing the heating and the electrical energy involved. The relation between a word or phrase and the object or idea it refers to. He argued that reference is a consequence of conditioned reflexes. A formal recommendation by a former employer to a potential future employer describing the person's qualifications and dependability. Requests for character references are all too often answered evasively. A person of a specified kind, usually with many eccentricities. A real character. The inherent complex of attributes that determines a person's moral and ethical actions and reactions. Education has for its object the formation of character. An imaginary person represented in a work of fiction, play or film or story. She is the main character in the novel. A written symbol that is used to represent speech. The Greek alphabet has 24 characters. A characteristic property that defines the apparent individual nature of something. The radical character of our demands. An actor's portrayal of someone in a play. Engrave or inscribe characters on. Genetics. An attribute, structural or functional, that is determined by a gene or group of genes. Good repute. He is a man of character. A formal recommendation by a former employer to a potential future employer describing the person's qualifications and dependability. Requests for character references are all too often answered evasively.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.